Hello, welcome to the Fanfic Majesty. 3DBOPM. Chapter 41 Break the Chain, Break the Limit. Ask for Flower Collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Chiu was beaten by Beerus. At this moment, he experienced a new kind of joy, which belonged to heroes and warriors. The heart is beating violently, and the blood flow is accelerating. Chiu stretched out his hand, and his 5 fingers snapped together like iron tongs. Roar. The air seemed to be crushed by this grip, and then he raised his head to the sky and roared. Hey, are you going to use your full strength? Beerus laughed out loud. As the most powerful warrior, he understood Chiu's feelings immediately. Don't be shy, use all your strength, I want to see if you can make me, gods of destruction, surrender. Boom, boom, boom. Chiu's heart beat faster. On the right arm that was clenched into a fist, red blood vessels protruded, wriggling crazily like an earthworm. His body bent into a bow, and then his feet trampled on the void, turning into a shooting star and flying towards Beerus. Beerus yelled up to the sky, raised his aura to the extreme, and also greeted Chiu. Advertisement. In a trance, a hallucination appeared in front of Chiu's eyes. He saw himself in a barren, dead world, wrapped in chains. In the center of this world sits a bald man. He wears cheap yellow tights with a white cape behind him. Who are you? The man turned his head, and it turned out to be a face exactly like his own. I'm One Punch Man Saitama. Chiu. What is this place? Saitama. This is the world of One Punch Man, but it has been destroyed by me. Chiu. The One Punch Man I know is a hero, and he will never do anything to destroy the world. Saitama laughed. That's because you haven't tasted enough loneliness. After a long time, you will become a lunatic who destroys everything like me. I entrust my power to you, let you take it to a world strong enough to find enemies strong enough to fight. Chiu was a little puzzled. What are the chains on my body? Saitama said. These are your subconscious minds. You are aware of your overpowering power, so you never dare to use your full strength. You imprison these powers and become these chains. But now, you should no longer need them. Gone. With a click, a chain snapped and fell to the ground with a heavy sound. Chiu. Are you still alive? Saitama. I'm dead, and you will be the master of this body from now on. Now, please release its power. There was another crisp sound, and the second chain broke. Chiu could feel that a vast torrent was awakening in his body, it was his chi. After awakening chi, Chiu has never dared to use this power, but carefully sealed it in his body, and only used it a little when he destroyed Majin Buu last time. Advertisement. Now, this energy that is countless times vaster than the universe is alive. There is only a trace, which is less than 1/10,000th, but it has far exceeded anyone's experience. Chiu rushed towards Beerus in the sky, and white flames burst out from his body, covering the sky and covering the sun in the sky. What's even more frightening is that it is still getting bigger and stronger. One Punch Kill Series. Super Serious Punch. Chiu raised his fist and punched Beerus. That's the punch. The punch that Beerus saw in his dream, the punch that destroyed everything. The power contained in that fist is enough to completely evaporate the entire universe, or even countless universes, in an instant. Beerus forgot to resist. In the face of such vast power, any resistance is a joke. Even as a god, he can only lower his proud head and maintain his due humility. Die, 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 die. Death was approaching, and before that fist arrived, the overwhelming flames had already arrived. Beerus' body was like a bumpy boat on the sea amidst the flames, it might be destroyed and swallowed at any time. What kind of monster did I release? Countless universes, countless creatures, everything will be wiped out by this punch. Advertisement. It was too late for Beerus to regret, under such strength, it was too late for him to resist. At the critical moment, Beerus actually closed his eyes for the first time because of fear. Just when he thought he was going to be destroyed by Chiu's punch, Chiu stopped suddenly. The fist was less than a centimeter from his nose. Really? I accidentally used too much force. Chiu withdrew his fist and smiled faintly. Oh ho ho. Fortunately, I caught up. I thought Mr. Chiu would really make a move. Our Lord Beerus can't be killed casually. Zeno will be angry. At some point, Angel Whis appeared beside him, looking at Chiu with a hint of fear. As Beerus' servant and teacher, Angel Whis certainly couldn't let the gods of destruction he cultivated by himself be killed by Chiu. So after feeling Chiu's terrifying aura, he immediately came to Beerus' side, ready to stop Chiu. In the super setting of Dragon Ball, Angel Whis is more powerful than gods of destruction Beerus, and the combat points are as high as 15 Jing. And Beerus's combat points are only 10. As for Super Saiyan God's red-haired son Goku, there's only 6. Whis is much stronger than Beerus, and he rarely takes shots in the original series, so no one knows how strong he is. Even if Chiu released a few chains at this moment, he wouldn't dare to say that he could be destroyed. Unless he is really desperate and breaks through all shackles. But in that case, Chiu might become a lunatic who only knows how to fight. What he needs at this stage is to keep fighting against the strong to unlock stronger power step by step. Advertisement. Chapter 42 Vegeta's Faith. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It seems that my prophecy dream did not go wrong. The person who defeated me is you. Beerus opened his eyes and said in a solemn tone. Your strength is not bad, Master Beerus. Chiu touched his bald head and smiled. If it weren't for your oppression, I wouldn't be able to break through the limit, and I can feel that you still have some strength left. You should have just now didn't use it. If you use that trick, I should be the loser. The move Chiu refers to is naturally the Ultra Instinct that every destroyer Shendu will comprehend. Beerus has learned Ultra Instinct, but because of his lazy nature, he has basically never practiced Ultra Instinct since he was born, so he only practiced Ultra Instinct for more than half, and has not reached the level of perfection. HMPH. Of course, I was just testing you. I am the gods of destruction, how could I lose so easily? When Beerus heard Chiu praise him for his strength, he felt very happy, and the embarrassing scene of being beaten by Chiu just now was forgotten by him. He is a guy with a strong vanity, and he can't stand others' compliments the most. He. There is a saying on Earth, that is, if you don't fight, you don't know each other. We have a fight, and we know each other. I won't call you a kobold in the future. Chiu waved his hand, showing a friendly attitude. HMPH. I told you, I'm not a kobold. You bald head. I'm so pissed off. Beerus was flattered at first, but Chiu's kobold aroused his anger again. If Whis hadn't stopped him, and Chiu was not easy to mess with, he would have destroyed this nasty bald boy long ago. Advertisement. Okay. No, you're not a kobold, okay. Chiu quickly changed his words when he saw Beerus becoming angry, and then walked over with a mean smile and asked, by the way, Mr. Beerus, are you a dog? Or a cat? Beerus. I don't even know what kind of animal I am. Chiu. A storm came to an end. The Earth crisis is resolved, Beerus has found the powerful warrior who can fight him, and the task has been completed. Next, it is natural to taste the delicacies of the Earth. Compared with fighting, food is obviously more attractive to Beerus and Whis. No, the two guests who came from afar have already attracted all the attention of the food stalls on the luxury cruise ship Boomer, and they have become super foodies. Wow, what is this? It looks delicious. Oh ho, you call this sushi? It's really good. I like the eel flavor the most. Takoyaki, where's the takoyaki? Sashimi, Vegeta, serve me the sashimi. And that tonkatsu noodles, bring me a big bowl, or I'll destroy the Earth. Advertisement. Beerus and Whis were like starving ghosts who hadn't eaten for thousands of years, their mouths didn't stop for a moment, and they kept pouring all kinds of exquisite delicacies in front of them into their mouths. Of these people, Vegeta is the busiest. In order to please Beerus, he turned into a chef and served all kinds of delicacies non-stop. He usually acts like an uncle at home, but now he is like a waiter in the shop, rushing in and out, flattering Beerus in all kinds of ways. The other Dragon Ball warriors were dumbfounded. Is this person with an apron tied like a cook, or that noble and glamorous Vegeta? Only Son Goku has the biggest heart. He is one of the foodies. Seeing so many delicacies, he has long put everything aside and buried himself in eating and drinking. Chiu, on the other hand, had no intention of eating and drinking. He found Bulma alone, asking if she could help him get his hair back. Hey, since you saved the Earth and me once, Great Demon King, I will help you research a hair restorer that can grow hair for free. You can come to my house to get it in a few days. Bulma replied confidently. Really? Knowing that Bulma could help him, Chiu became excited. Bulma is a genius scientist, it must be no problem if she makes a move. Bulma was full of confidence. Of course, don't worry. Advertisement. Great, I'll go home and wait for your good news, then I'll go first, I'm a little sleepy after the fight. After Chiu finished speaking, he couldn't wait to leave. Whoosh. Watching Chiu's figure soar into the sky and disappear on the luxury cruise ship. Everyone's eyes are a little complicated. Earth's mightiest warrior. This is an insurmountable gully above their heads for suppression. In the past, the #1 master on Earth has always been Son Goku, even if he wasn't a few times, it was born in Super Saiyan. Anyway, the masters of the Earth are all taken over by Super Saiyan. Others are destined to be supporting roles. Even Keelan, the strongest human being on Earth, has a growing gap with Son Goku and others, and finally disappears from everyone. But now, Chiu has risen strongly and slapped everyone in the face, letting them know that Super Saiyan is not the most powerful fighting race in the universe, and there are people on Earth. Pure Earthlings. constantly breaking the limit and surpassing the Earthlings themselves. P.S. The update is a bit late, but today there will be 4 more updates, so I will post 3 chapters regularly first. Advertisement. 20%. Chapter 43 Bulma's sister, Taisi. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. HMPH. I'm the Prince Super Saiyan of the strongest fighting race in the universe. I can't let this Earthling ride on my head and shit and piss. I want to become stronger and stronger than everyone else. Wearing an apron and holding a plate of delicious food, Vegeta watched Chiu's leaving back, feeling extremely fanatical fighting belief and unwillingness in his heart. In the past, he was surpassed by the juniors from time to time, and he was still the second child in 1,000 years. As a result, now, he can't even be the second child of 1,000 years. Chiu, Beerus, the mysterious angel Whis, Son Goku. 4 mountains are pressing on him, how can the proud Vegeta bear it? Be strong or give me death. Vegeta's self-esteem does not allow him to be so decadent and weak. He wants to become stronger and use all means to reduce the distance between him and Son Goku and others. And now he's targeting Beerus. Vegeta, what are you still doing there? Serve me the tempura you mentioned. Not far away, Beerus called impatiently. Come on, Lord Beerus, this is the most delicious food on earth, you won't be disappointed after trying it. Vegeta came back to his senses, and hurriedly ran towards Beerus, showing a flattering smile on his face. In the past few days, Chiu has been squatting at home, forgetting to eat and sleep to transform her chi. Advertisement. But no matter how hard he tried, the effect was still not very good. He felt like a fool on the sea, trying to scoop the seawater to the shore with a cup, extremely stupid. According to this progress, I am afraid that in tens of thousands of years, I will still be standing still. Chiu walked out of the practice room, took a bath in the luxurious large bathtub, and then came to the living room area. Master, you have figured it out. The Bulma family sent an invitation letter. Colonel Z. Roland came over and said. Chiu accepted the invitation letter, and saw that it said, the birthday party a few days ago was ruined by Beerus, so I am going to host it again, welcome to the bald devil. AQ version of Bulma's head is also drawn on the signature. Seeing the date above, Chiu frowned and said, is it today? The servant said, Master, are you going? Chiu thought for a while, and finally said, go. It just so happens that I want to ask Beerus about something. Bulma's birthday party has delicious food, and the kobold will definitely come. By the way, I can also ask own hair. Colonel Z. Roland said. Go all the way. Chiu nodded, then put his finger on his forehead, and disappeared in place with instant transmission. This is the instant transmission he learned from Son Goku. The price is that Son Goku was beaten up by Chiu, he asked for it. He said he wanted to learn from a strong man like Chiu, but he was knocked out by Chiu. Because the previous yacht had been destroyed by Beerus, the wealthy Bulma bought a new one. Advertisement. In order to build a good relationship with Saitama, several people are discussing countermeasures. Heelan leaned close to Bulma's ear and whispered, Bulma, are you sure this is really possible? Bulma laughed and said, this is definitely the best way. The bald devil should not have a girlfriend yet. And my sister Taisi is a beauty. Once the bald devil becomes my brother-in-law, I will see Beerus in the future. How dare that guy yell at me? Heelan quickly covered Bulma's mouth and said, keep your voice down, if Beerus hears it, something bad will happen. In the original work, there are not many roles for ties. As Bulma's older sister, this blonde beauty is definitely the one who was born with a golden spoon in her mouth. Although she has a scientific talent beyond Bulma, Taisi did not choose to become a scientist like her parents. As an adult, Tais, who likes romance, has been adventuring all over the universe to experience life. She wrote a novel about her experiences. Unfortunately, her literary talent is obviously far from the scientific and technological talent. There is another reason why the novel can't sell well, her protagonist is too frustrated. Most of Tais's adventures are done with Jake, the recurring, self-proclaimed elite groupie universe detective in Dragon Ball. So naturally, Jacques became the main object of description of Taisi. What are you two whispering about? Taisi came up with a fruit plate. The appearance of Taisi is closer to that of her mother, Mrs. Bliss, with more European ancestry, so she is not as small and exquisite as Bulma. After she became an adult, Taisi cut off her long hair, but her hot figure made her look like a capable big sister without any neutral style. No. Nothing. Advertisement. Heelan waved his hands again and again, but Bulma put his arms around Taisi's neck and whispered in her ear, Sister, I said you are too old, you should get married. Taisi was taken aback and said, why did you mention this all of a sudden? Bulma said, I have 2 children, how long do you want to wander around in the universe? You should get married quickly and come back to help me take care of the family business. Speaking of this, Taisi couldn't help but sighed. Do you think I don't want to? This kind of thing can't be rushed. Besides, I'm surrounded by aliens, which are completely different species from me. Bulma and Klin looked at each other, and Klin immediately understood. Speaking of which, I know a very powerful person, and as far as I know, he doesn't have a girlfriend yet. As soon as Keelan finished speaking, a sudden figure appeared on the deck. Chiu looked around, and then walked towards Bulma. Keelan whispered, yes, that's him, the big bald devil Chiu. Taisi gave Saitama a lot of attention for a long while, then she said with a slight heart. Although he is bald, he is indeed a handsome and heroic guy. Keelan said. Not only is he a handsome guy, but he is also the #1 powerhouse in the universe. Universe first. Taisi probably also knows what kind of strong people are gathered around Bulma, and her good friend Jake is a loyal fan of Son Goku and others. After all, the Z warriors have successively defeated many universe-level powerhouses including Frieza. If they all agree that this man is the #1 powerhouse in the universe, then they probably didn't run away. Tais worships heroes very much, otherwise she would not write novels about heroes. Hearing this, Tais was really moved. Are you familiar with him? Advertisement. Chapter 44 Proxy Gods of Destruction, Lord Chiu. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. As sisters who grew up together, Bulma immediately understood Taisi's thoughts. She touched Taisi's belly with her elbow obscenely and said, don't worry, it's on me, my younger sister. Has Beerus come? Did any of you see that kobold? Chiu looked around. Logically speaking, as long as there is delicious food, there should be two foodies, Beerus and Whis. Bulma pulled his sister out from behind and said, the two of them are at the food stand, by the way, the devil. Chiu, let me introduce you to mine. Why did you leave? I have something to do with Bruce. After all, Saitama walked towards the food stall without looking back. Bulma stomped her feet angrily. Really, obviously I was going to invite him to the party. Taisi covered her mouth and smiled coquettishly. This man is really interesting, I like him a little bit. Chiu searched around the food stalls on the cruise ship, and finally found the two Beerus who were eating and drinking. Hey, Kobold, Broomhead, I have something to ask you. Puff. Beerus was eating delicious food happily, but Chiu's dog-headed voice spurted the food out of his mouth. Baga, I told you not to call me a kobold, call me Lord Beerus. Advertisement. Beerus turned his head, and sure enough, he saw an annoying bald figure walking towards him. Oh ho ho. It's Chiu's song, does he want to fight with Lord Beerus again? Whis said with a smile while pinching the orchid and eating the pudding in his hand. Beerus, I found that the chi in my body can't be controlled as I like. If I'm not careful, it will cause a catastrophe. If I can't control it one day, it's easy to accidentally destroy the earth. What can you do? Chiu asked carelessly. Oh. Beerus and Whis glanced at each other, and both saw a trace of teasing and complacency in each other's eyes. So you're begging me? The bald-headed demon king has problems he can't solve, ha ha ha. Beerus teased. HMPH. Everyone has weaknesses. What's the point? Just say whether you can help me or not. If you don't, I'll beat you up again. Hey. Is this your attitude when talking to gods of destruction? Be careful that I will destroy you when I get angry. TCH, if I hadn't beaten you up last time, I would have almost believed it. Smelly bald, I'm going to beat you to death now. Kobold, do you have the ability to say it again? Smelly bald, stinky bald. ... The two scolded each other, so close to face. Advertisement. Angel Whis held his forehead helplessly. Why do these two guys look like children? Fighting and fighting. Beerus suddenly said with a serious face. This problem is actually very easy to solve. Whis can help you solve it. He is my teacher and is best at teaching students. This time, we are here for you. Oh. Chiu was taken aback for a moment, then glanced at Angel Whis, and then nodded. Whis is really strong. I can feel that he is much stronger than you, but you are really not for the food of the earth. Did you just come here? Ahem. Beerus blushed slightly, and then said seriously. The chi in your body is too large. If you are not careful, it will cause irreversible consequences, so Whis and I want to help you control it. Quote. Hearing what Beerus said, Chiu's eyes lit up. That endless chi is like a huge time bomb. Once he loses control, it may cause irreparable consequences. So Chiu said, can you help me control my chi? Whis was Beerus' teacher, and he was the real authority on this kind of thing. It would be great if Whis taught him how to control his chi as he wished. Beerus glanced at Whis. Whis covered his mouth with a smile and said, oh ho ho ho. Mr. Chiu, you are too angry, and the conventional method of cultivation will not have any effect at all. The only way I can think of is to make you gods of destruction. Chiu was taken aback. Gods of destruction. Beerus said. Generally speaking, there will be a backup gods of destruction in a universe, but our 7th universe is temporarily vacant. I hope you can be the backup gods of destruction. Chiu said. I don't want to be gods of destruction. The life of gods of destruction is bound to Supreme Kai. God knows when that weak Supreme Kai will be killed. Whis said. Don't worry, you, the substitute gods of destruction, don't need to sign a contract with the king of the realm, their lives will not threaten you. Chiu was a little puzzled. Why do I have to become gods of destruction to control my own energy? Advertisement. It's like this. Whis continued to explain to Chiu. Generally speaking, there is only one chi in a person's body, but gods of destruction are different, they generally have two chi. One is the energy of the common, and the other is the destructive energy that can annihilate everything. The chi in Chiu's body was too large, so he could only transform it into destructive energy little by little, and finally bring it under control. This is destined to be a long process that will take countless years, but it is also the only way. Beerus said. If you don't want to blow up the whole universe to ashes with one punch one day and become a real lonely person, then you should accept it. This can make you stronger, and at the same time, it can also let you learn to control, not as for the trouble. And now you are only made to be the backup gods of destruction, not for you to take over immediately. Chiu thought for a while, and finally agreed to Beerus's proposal. It seems to be good, but I'm just an agent of gods of destruction, don't bother me with nothing, I hate trouble the most. No problem. In fact, the work of gods of destruction is also very simple. Hearing Chiu agree, both Beerus and Whis breathed a sigh of relief. While Beerus calling as destruction, it's just his job. Also as a member of this universe, Beerus does not want the entire universe to be destroyed because of Chiu's loss of control. Moreover, if Chiu becomes the gods of destruction, then the overall strength of their universe will be even stronger, and they will have the confidence to meet the gods of destruction of other universes at that time. Beerus stretched out his finger and injected a mass of purple-black's destructive energy into Chiu's body. This is the seed of destructive power. From today onwards, you are my successor. Tomorrow Beerus will come to pick you up to practice on my planet. At that time, I will teach you how to transform your chi. Okay, but the successor is too ugly. It's called the Great Gods of Destruction, Lord Chiu. Advertisement. Chapter 45 The Remaining Frieza Legion. Ask for Flower Collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The next day, Whis arrived as promised and took him to the planet Gods of Destruction. In addition to himself, Vegeta and Son Goku were also here, and the two are practicing under the guidance of Whis. According to the original plot, Goku can almost become a Super Saiyan Blue God. Seeing Chiu's approach, both of them were terrified. Apparently Chiu's punch to Beerus had left a deep impression on both of them. Light, the bald-headed Demon King, why are you here? Vegeta's expression changed. Can you give me a better nickname? Forget it. Chiu shook his head, not planning to get entangled in this issue, and went to Beerus' bedroom with Whis. It was rare for Beerus not to sleep, and had been waiting for him here early in the morning. Are you ready? Let's get started. Chiu sat down in front of Beerus, then nodded. Then, Beerus began to teach Chiu the method of transforming energy. This kind of method is the unique secret method of gods of destruction, even Whis does not know it, it is only passed on by word of mouth from old and new gods of destruction. Because the seeds of energy destruction had already been planted in the body, Chiu quickly mastered this method. Advertisement. Beerus said. You don't need to be like those two guys outside, you are already strong enough in terms of energy and body. As long as you concentrate on transforming energy, you will soon surpass me. Nonsense. Chiu, I'm a genius, much smarter than you. Beerus. Whis took him to a secluded room and let him practice on his own. In less than half a day, a black sun appeared on the surface of the planet Gods of Destruction. Whis couldn't help sighing. It's really scary. Chiu has already surpassed you, Mr. Beerus, when he purified the destructive energy for the first time. Beerus put his hands behind his back and said, but compared to his boundless chi, this is nothing at all. This guy still has a long way to go. Chiu's progress seems to be very fast. But it is not. From Chiu's perspective, the chi in his body is like an endless sea, while he holds a spoon and tries hard to scoop the seawater into his bowl. Half a month later, Chiu's destructive energy was more than 10 times that of Beerus, but Wang Yang still had no end in sight. As Beerus said, this is a huge project that will take endless years to complete. Whis said. Is it worth it, Master Beerus? You have cultivated yourself an extremely powerful opponent. With his progress speed, he will soon surpass you. Beerus said. This is interesting, isn't it? Our 7th universe's overall warrior strength level is weaker than other universes. I have a hunch that if we don't make any changes, our universe may be wiped out by Xeno woolen cloth. After speaking, Beerus looked deep into the universe. There is a huge and magnificent palace there, at the very top of the universe, that's where Xeno lives. Advertisement. Just when the Dragon Ball warriors were practicing hard. In the dark universe starry sky, a major event also happened. On a broken universe spaceship, there are several universe people standing. The clothes they wear are exactly the same as the members of the Frieza Legion during the invasion of the planet Namek. That's right, they are the Legion ruled by Frieza, the first king of the universe. Frieza, arguably one of the most famous villains in the Dragon Ball series, has a particularly strong reputation and is the first and scariest enemy Son Goku has ever encountered. Frieza is very powerful both in terms of strength and influence, and is a big boss in the universe. He uses his eyes to judge things and can survive in a vacuum. Claiming to be the strongest universe emperor, Frieza also conquered a large number of men, occupied planets rich in resources, and used alien planet technology to manufacture universe spaceships for military aggression, and the selected troops were all elite warriors. In the Namek Ball, due to killing Kling, Goku was extremely angry and awakened to become a Super Saiyan. After a fierce battle, he was finally defeated by Goku. When he was on the verge of death, he was rescued by his father, and was transformed into a mechanical Frieza by his father to attack the Earth, and his strength was greatly improved. As a result, he had just arrived on Earth, and was killed by the Big Trunks from the future before the pretend started. Since then, Frieza has permanently withdrawn from the villain stage. Advertisement. But what the Dragon Ball warriors didn't expect was that although Frieza died, his Frieza Legion was not completely disbanded. At this time, the leader of the universe spaceship flying fast in the universe is none other than Sorby, the remnant leader of the Frieza Legion under his command. And advanced warrior Tagma, which is no less than Dodoria and Sabo back then. Rumble. Outside the dark starry sky, several Whis universe spacecraft exploded. Lord Solby, the 1st and 2nd brigades of our army have been destroyed by the rebels, and the 3rd brigade has lost half of its warriors, which is a heavy loss. A lower-level warrior of the Legion came to the control room and said to Solby, the temporary leader of the Frieza Legion. What? We have lost 60% of our troops. Damn it. Thorby clenched his fists angrily, and walked to the window of the universe spaceship with his hands behind his back. Looking at the starry sky outside the window, after a while, Solby could only say helplessly, the matter has come to this, we have no other choice but to revive King Frieza. Tagma and another Tauren warrior heard Solby's words, and they all shuddered. Resurrection. King Frieza. But, even if King Frieza is resurrected, can he turn the tide of the battle by himself? Taguma asked with some doubts. He joined the Frieza Legion later. Although he has always been famous for the Universe Emperor Frieza, he has never met Frieza himself after all. Advanced warriors all have their own arrogance, because it's normal for Taguma to have such a contemptuous tone. Advertisement. 22%. Chapter 46 Solby's Strategy, Flower Collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Taguma, you are too stupid, and you underestimate King Frieza too much. Sorby turned around and looked at him with hatred. He used absolute power to control most of the universe. His horror is beyond the comprehension of an advanced warrior like you. Back then, countless planets were afraid of King Frieza's reputation. If he can be resurrected, our army will definitely be able to make a comeback and regain control of most of the planets in the river system that were taken away by the rebels. When Taguma heard Sorby describe Frieza's horror back then, there was a trace of cold sweat on his forehead. Then Lord Sorby, how should we revive King Frieza? I heard that he has been smashed to pieces and died a long time ago. This is our purpose. Solby walked to the console, clicked a button, and projected a holographic projection, which showed the Earth and what happened on the planet Namek before. King Frieza went to the Namek Ball to look for the kind of beads that can fulfill people's wishes, but he failed. Later, he went to a planet called Earth. There are also beads that can fulfill people's wishes on that planet, but King Frieza never came back, he died on Earth. Our trip this time is to go to the Earth to find the beads that can fulfill people's wishes, resurrect King Frieza, and let him lead Frieza's army again. Taguma continued. But my lord, can we really succeed? King Frieza was killed by the people on that planet. Solby was very angry at Taguma's questioning. Are you doubting me? Do you have no confidence in me? Then let me ask you, who has maintained Frieza's army after the disappearance of King Frieza, led the army to attack retreat wave after wave of rebels? Yes, it's Sir Solby. All members of Frieza's Legion in the control room hurriedly saluted. Advertisement. HMPH. Then don't doubt my judgment and strategy. As long as we follow my plan, we will be able to revive King Frieza. Yes. So, the last universe spacecraft of Frieza's Legion headed for the coordinates of the Earth, and they would be able to reach the Earth in a short time. It just so happens that the three most powerful warriors on Earth are currently on the planet of gods of destruction Beerus, and have no time to care about Earth. Sorby is definitely not the only one who came up with the idea of Dragon Ball. And the Pilaf trio. At this time, in a remote corner of the Earth, the three of Pilaf each held a Dragon Ball with tears in their eyes, and put them on a stone pier. And there are 4 other Dragon Balls shining on the pier. Great. We finally got the Dragon Ball together again. Woo, it's not easy. Think about how many difficulties and obstacles we have encountered along the way. All the hard work has finally paid off. I, King Pilaf, have finally fulfilled my long-cherished wish, and the Earth will be mine immediately. Ha ha ha. I heard that the current Dragon Ball can grant 3 wishes, 1 for each of us. Advertisement. Marvelous. The trio held hands and danced happily around the Dragon Ball. To say that the 3 of Pilaf were really unlucky enough, last time they managed to sneak into Boomer's luxury cruise ship, but they encountered a big battle between Chiu and gods of destruction Beerus. Although they knew that Dragon Ball was on a luxury cruise ship, they couldn't find a chance to kill him. In the end, Boomer and the others took out the Dragon Ball to repair the destroyed Mars. All 3 wishes were exhausted, and the Dragon Ball flew away again. The 3 of Pilaf wanted to cry but had no tears, so they had to wait patiently for another half a year, and finally got the Dragon Ball together. Ha ha ha. Let's start making wishes. No one will come to grab the Dragon Ball now. Pilaf rubbed his hands excitedly, ready to cast a spell to summon Shenron. But at this moment, a voice came from behind them. Sorry, the Dragon Ball is mine. Who? Pilaf turned around in surprise, and saw Solby and Taguma wearing special universe suits. Who are you? You want to grab my Dragon Ball, but there is no door. Pilaf roared loudly. These Dragon Balls were found by him and his 2 companions, how could they be easily given to others? Advertisement. If you don't hand it over, you will be killed, just like this. Sorby sneered, and a ray of energy suddenly appeared from his finger, instantly destroying a boulder behind the 3 of Pilaf into dust. Rumble. The boulder collapsed in an instant, kicking up a huge cloud of dust, and a strong gust of wind almost knocked the 3 of Pilaf to the ground. I'll give it. Don't kill us, spare me. After witnessing Solby's horror, Pilaf knelt down very spinelessly. HMPH, you're smart. With his hands behind his back, Solb walked slowly to the pile of Dragon Balls, and said to Pilaf, you come to summon Shenron. Yes. Pilaf hurriedly walked to the side of the Dragon Ball, and chanted his dream mantra with complicated eyes. Come out, Shenron. Rumble. The 7 Dragon Balls instantly radiated a dazzling light. This light soared into the sky, covering the sky and covering the sun, and plunged the entire Earth into darkness. Then, Solby and Taguma saw a scene that shocked even them. A huge blue Shenron emerged from the clouds. Say it, I can fulfill any wish for you. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for a reward. Flowers broke 15,000, and the rewards exceeded 5,000, so it will be updated today. Advertisement. Chapter 47 Universe Emperor Frieza Resurrection. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. I'm going to resurrect King Frieza, is that okay? Solby was also a little nervous at this time, he was afraid that Shenron would say no. Shenron was silent for a while. It's not impossible, but Frieza's physical body has been destroyed. Only by keeping his physical body can I revive him. If there is no physical body, even if I recall his soul, it will be useless. After listening to Shenron's words, Solbei's face was a bit ugly. So it's like this, can't it work without a physical body? Your Shenron looks really useless. When Shenron heard it, he was slightly annoyed and said, pay attention to your tone of voice. At this time, Taguma interjected. My lord, even if you recall King Frieza's minced meat, it's fine. With our latest cell regeneration technology and King Frieza's vigorous vitality, it should be able to be revived, right? That's right, why didn't I expect that? With Lord Frieza's terrifying vitality, he can definitely be resurrected. Well, Shenron, hurry up and help me revive King Frieza. Solby clenched his fists and said excitedly. Shenron didn't respond because he was angry. Okay, great Shenron, please revive King Frieza, thank you very much. Solby is a rare smart person in the Frieza Legion, and he still doesn't understand how to give in to Shenron. HMPH, you're lucky this time, I don't have the same knowledge as ordinary people like you. After Shenron finished speaking, a divine light appeared in his eyes, and instantly summoned back Frieza's body that had been chopped into pieces by the big trunks. Clap clap. Solby saw a black hole suddenly appear in the sky, followed by a large group of corpse fragments falling from the sky. These are all Frieza's destroyed flesh. Ha ha ha, great. Sorby and Taguma hurriedly collected the fragments of Frieza's body. Advertisement. And these fragments of Frieza's body were writhing and trembling on the ground, showing tenacious vitality, which was shocking. Solby picked up a fragment of Frieza, watched it twist in his palm, and his face showed ecstasy. Great, you are indeed King Frieza. With your strong vitality, you will be resurrected soon. The three of Pilaf looked at the two strange aliens and used Shenron to resurrect a bunch of corpse fragments, with fear on their faces. Especially the unlucky Pilaf. Frieza's eyes happened to fall in front of him, and when Pilaf curiously walked over to check, the eyes suddenly opened. He was startled and sat down on the ground. Wow, what the hell is this? Xiao Wu and Asho hugged each other, almost crying in fright. You still have 2 wishes, tell them quickly. If it's something like resurrecting the recently deceased human beings on Earth, then 2 of them will be used at once. Shenron said impatiently. What, isn't Shenron only able to grant 1 wish at a time? Solby was a little puzzled and surprised. He could still realize 2 wishes, and he didn't know what wish to make for a while. And at this moment, Xiao Wu and Asho seized the opportunity and quickly shouted at Shenron. Shenron, please give me 1 million yuan. Shenron, please give me the best ice cream in the world. Solby was dumbfounded. You 2 hateful earthlings, dare to defy my majesty. Unfortunately, by the time he reacted, it was already too late. I saw a wad of banknotes and a large box of exquisite ice cream suddenly dropped from the sky. Shenron, the freezer is included as a gift. Well, your wish has been fulfilled, I should go. Advertisement. After speaking, Shenron turned into 7 rays of light again and disappeared into the sky. It will take another half a year for them to return to their original state. Solby, I'm going to kill you humble ants. He was really angry. These little bugs dared to sabotage his plan. It was unforgivable to use up the last 2 chances to make a wish. Just when he was about to make a move, he forcibly killed the 3 of Pilaf. Taguma covered the 2 fresh-keeping barrels containing Frieza's body fragments and held them in his hand. Master Solby, let's return to the spaceship and revive Lord Frieza. After hearing this, Solby temporarily stopped in his tracks. HMPH, what Taguma said makes sense, the resurrection of King Frieza is the top priority. Luckily for you ants, I will let you go this time. After finishing speaking, Solby and Taguma returned to the small aircraft, disappeared into the sky in an instant, and returned to the mothership of the universe spaceship outside space, preparing to revive Frieza. Watching the 2 of Solby leave, Pilaf wept and sat on the ground in a daze. Woo. The Dragon Ball was snatched away again, and my wish came true again. I am so miserable. Don't be sad, boss, at least we are rich, right? This $1 million is enough for us to have a good meal. Axiu came over and patted Pilaf on the shoulder, and said comfortingly. Yes, boss, we still have the most delicious ice cream in the world. Xiao Wu said with a smile while holding a large box of ice cream. HMPH. Why don't you 2 give me the chance to make a wish? What's the use of 1 million? Why don't you just ask for 100 million? Pilaf cried bitterly, very sad. Fortunately, he is also a submissive person. Under Xiao Wu and Asho's comfort, the 3 regrouped, and while enjoying the ice cream, they planned to go to the city to have a good meal. Advertisement. At this time, on the spaceship universe, Sorby, Taguma and the others stared nervously at the regeneration device in front of them. Fragments of Frieza's body were placed inside and restored using the latest high-tech. They are both anticipation and fear. Looking forward to King Frieza leading them to restore the glory of the universe emperor. Fear of Frieza's invincible terrorist strength, fear of killing his subordinates at the slightest disagreement, and his violent acts of destroying the planet. Boom. After a day and a night, the regeneration device finally stopped working, the glass cover was opened, and a wet figure walked out of it. This figure is very strong, and it is relatively short in stature compared with Son Goku. He has blood-red eyes, purple-black lips, 2 lines like blood tears under the eyes on his face, the purple shell on his body is bright, and most of his body is miserable white. He only has 3 toes on 1 foot, and he kept making a clicking sound when he walked out of the regeneration device. He also has a long tail in the shape of a monster lizard, which can be used as a weapon to attack and defend, as well as to prevent the enemy from attacking from behind. He is the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza. P.S. King Frieza has come back to life. If you don't send flowers to the author, I will let King Frieza destroy the Earth. Advertisement. Chapter 48 Frieza descends on Earth. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Ho 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 ho. I actually came back to life. Frieza stood next to the universe ship, squeezed his hands, and felt a real touch. He is resurrected. Yes, Lord Frieza, we have worked so hard to come to Earth and use the Dragon Ball to revive you. Thorby said to Frieza respectfully. Oh, that's right, it's really hard work for you. Frieza showed an evil smile on his mouth. However, why didn't you bring me back to life until now? It should be that the situation of Frieza's army has been corrupted to the point of irreversibility, right? Hee hee. After all, I am dead, and those universe races and ambitious people will definitely not let this opportunity go. My lord. Sorby was sweating profusely. He never expected that Frieza would be so smart, guessing the truth of the matter in just an instant. HMPH, is my dad resurrected? Frieza gave Thorby a cold look. Facing this subordinate's careful thinking, how could he fail to see that Frieza is not only extremely powerful, but also has a frighteningly high IQ? Otherwise, how could he have suppressed most of the universe's territory by himself? I'm sorry, Mrs. Frieza, the opportunity to make a wish on the Dragon Ball has been exhausted, and your father can only wait for the next time. Solby said hastily, wiping off his sweat. He was afraid that Frieza would get upset and kill him. Then don't be resurrected, this old guy just tells me what to do, it's annoying. Frieza is extremely cold by nature, and has no concept of family affection at all. Advertisement. They are a race of frozen demons, their nature is so indifferent, they don't need family and friendship, even killing each other between brothers and father and son is just normal. Master Frieza, I heard that you are the most powerful person in the universe, why are you still dying? Taguma, who was silent on the side, suddenly stepped forward and said. He doesn't have much awe of the resurrected Frieza. Such provocative words. Sorby was sweating profusely, and quickly explained, Master Frieza, this is Taguma. His strength is no less than that of Dodoria back then. He is an advanced warrior. I have always admired your strength. There was an evil smile on the corner of Frieza's mouth. Oh. Comparable to Dodoria's advanced warrior, let me see how strong it is. After finishing speaking, a beam of energy shot out from between his fingers, piercing through Taguma's kneecap in an instant, and directly made him kneel down on one knee. It doesn't look like much. It seems that there is only a bunch of trash left in the Frieza Legion. You trash, what do I need you for? Frieza's tone became extremely ferocious. My lord, calm down. Everyone knelt down in horror, trembling from the pressure of Frieza's aura. HMPH. If it weren't for the fact that you bastards are still useful to me, I would have eliminated you long ago. Frieza snorted coldly. But now, the most important thing for me is to practice for a while first, and I want to go back. The Earth has avenged me. Let's say, Son Goku's nasty Saiyans have caused indelible trauma to my personality, and I will kill them all to relieve my hatred. Frieza's expression was a little crazy. Advertisement. He will never forget what he suffered in hell. Those damn angels, rabbits, pandas and all kinds of dolls play drums and sing on the grassland full of flowers every day, and what he hears in his ears is laughter every day. This is real hell for Frieza. He would rather be killed 1,000 times than suffer such humiliation in hell. HMPH. You stinky shit, wait for me. The most evil emperor in the universe, Frieza, is back. Frieza smiled ferociously. According to my prediction, I can catch up to Son after only 4 months of practice. Goku them, even far beyond. You know, I, Frieza, have never cultivated since I was born. As long as I practice a little harder, my growth rate will skyrocket to the point where the entire universe is trembling. Even if they become Super Saiyan, they can't compare one of my fingers. Ha ha ha, Earthlings, Super Saiyan, Son Goku. Wait for your death. Frieza revived. Another huge crisis for the Earth is coming. As time goes by, an extremely evil breath is getting closer and closer. The Dragon Ball warriors on Earth all had bad feelings in their hearts. Advertisement. Thus, the call initiated by Piccolo and Krillin sent an alarm of crisis to the Dragon Ball warriors scattered all over the world. Everyone changed into battle uniforms, and all gathered on a wasteland near the sea. Even Master Roshi Wushin, who hadn't done anything for a long time, also came out. They're coming. As Piccolo's voice fell, everyone looked up at the sky and saw a familiar universe spaceship soaring into the sky. This is. Klin looked at the universe spaceship, and suddenly remembered a memory that terrified him many years ago. Even Son Gohan, who has become a scholar, married and had children, couldn't help but said, it looks familiar to the spaceship, I seem to have seen it somewhere. Click. As the universe ship descends from the sky, the hatch opens automatically. A large group of universe warriors wearing the same battle suit as Vegeta rushed out of it. Headed by a frightening figure. Frieza. P.S. It's the third watch, please collect flowers. Ask for a vote. Advertisement. Chapter 49. A crowd of crowds. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It turned out to be Frieza. How did this villain come back to life again? Didn't he have been beaten to ashes by Trunks long ago? Son Gohan had a deep impression on Frieza. When he was a child, he went to Namek with Keelan and the others, where he saw the horror of Frieza. If it wasn't for his father Son Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan at the last minute, not only Namek, but even them would have been wiped out. Such an extremely evil villain was first beaten to death by his father Son Goku, and then killed by Trunks, who traveled from the future to the present. I originally thought that after so many years, the memory of Frieza in everyone's minds has gradually faded. But this time seeing the revived Frieza again, his terrifying strength reappeared in everyone's minds. Of these people, the one who fears Frieza the most is Kling. He was pierced through the chest by Frieza, and his body was squeezed and exploded with one hand. It can be said that he was dead without a whole body. It was precisely because Goku saw his best friend Krillin died in front of him that he was completely angry and turned into Super Saiyan. Although Krillin was later resurrected with the Dragon Ball, his fear of Frieza has never been forgotten, but it has been suppressed in his heart. Advertisement. Now seeing the living Frieza appearing in front of him again, Krillin trembled all over. Crunch. Crunch. His teeth were chattering constantly, and his whole body was frightened. Ho 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 ho. So many familiar faces, that Namek man with great potential, and this little bald head without a nose. Oh, isn't this Son Goku's child? He has grown so big, although so many years have passed, but I still remember your looks. Ha ha ha. Tremble, despair, I, King Frieza, have returned, I am your nightmare. Seeing so many familiar enemies, Frieza naturally laughed almost crazy, because he will be able to take revenge soon. Fear. An incomparably terrifying aura erupted from Frieza, more evil than any devil. Just looking at him will make you feel fear from the bottom of your heart. This is something no other villain can do. In terms of the degree of evil, the so-called artificial humans, Cell, and Majin Buu do not necessarily have the horror of Frieza. Because his potential for growth is limitless, and most importantly, he is very smart and strategic. Someone gave Frieza a character summary. Evil in nature, vicious and violent, ruthless, emotional changes are very unstable, sometimes calm, and occasionally irritable. Advertisement. Because of his usual bully style and insidious tactics, he is known as the evil emperor of the universe. Scary. Frieza is stronger than ever. Cold sweat broke out on the foreheads of all Dragon Ball warriors. They actually saw the pressure Goku brought them from Frieza. Are you scared? Cowardly earthlings, if you are afraid, kneel down and submit to me, or I will torture you to death one by one, in front of Son Goku Super Saiyan. Frieza enjoyed the look of terror on the faces of the Dragon Ball warriors. Behind him stood hundreds of universe warriors, the closest thing to him was Commander Solby, and Frieza's only confidant now, Taguma. Suddenly, Frieza seemed to think of something again, he looked up and looked around. By the way, where is Son Goku? Where did he go? Did he hide because he was afraid of my coming? Tell him to come out to see me, I will crush him to death with my own hands. I want to let him know what kind of Super Sire is not even an ant in my eyes. Piccolo forced himself not to be oppressed by Frieza's aura, and gritted his teeth. Goku is currently studying with a teacher in a distant place, and he will be back soon, and there is another person with him, you may know this person, that's Vegeta. He's also a Super Saiyan now, and his fighting power is on par with Goku, as long as they come back you're dead. Oh, wasn't that Vegeta kid killed by me? He even came back to life. You weaklings like ants probably only use that Dragon Ball to cheat. It's really sad, ha ha ha. Frieza was extremely arrogant, laugh it out. Then, his smile turned into a ferocious killing intent. Then I will catch you first and torture you day and night until the two of them come back. Finished. Advertisement. Frieza and Commander Solby commanded hundreds of universe warriors to besiege the crowd. These universe warriors have been tempered by Frieza for several months, and all of them are very strong. Coupled with the terrifying thug shot by Taguma, the Dragon Ball warriors fell into crisis for a while. In fact, their combat effectiveness has not been brought into play at all. Especially Klin, he was so overwhelmed by Frieza that he was almost scared to pee, his legs kept breaking, and he couldn't even stand upright. Facing the enemy's attack, he actually stood there motionless, foolishly allowing the other universe warriors to attack. In order to save him, Gohan, Piccolo and others suffered several waves of attacks, making them extremely embarrassed. It is also because Gohan has been too absorbed in studying these years, wasting his kung fu, his strength has not increased but retreated, and he has lost the strength of the Super 3. Just Taguma alone forced him into a panic. It can be said that now they are a group of rabble. Dragon Ball warriors are in a complete crisis. P.S. Ask for flower collection, please evaluate votes. Advertisement. Chapter 50 Call for help from Bulma. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Gods of Destruction Star. After practicing for a year, Chiu has already felt extremely boring. He is a person who can't sit still. After practicing patiently for so long, he has long since returned to his heart. After all, apart from Beerus and Whis, there isn't even a Birdman on Gods of Destruction, which is really boring. Therefore, Chiu ended his penance and chose to leave. As soon as he walked out of the training room, Chiu saw Beerus and Whis eating pizza under a big tree. These two guys are becoming more and more obsessed with the food of the earth. Especially Whis, who uses his unique ability to travel through the universe to and from Earth every once in a while, and packs a lot of food from Bulma back to the gods of destruction star as rations. Whis, where's the pizza, is there any more? Beerus swallowed the last piece of delicious pizza, and impatiently urged Whis, he was the ugliest eater, and also the one who ate the most. And Whis stood aside, eating his portion of pizza in small bites gracefully. Hearing Beerus' urging voice, Whis looked at the pile of pizza boxes piled up in front of Beerus, couldn't help but rolled his eyes, and then said slowly, Master Beerus, you have eaten a whole 100 boxes of pizza, now I only have the last piece left in my hand, do you want it? Beerus saw the piece of pizza in Whis' hands, his throat moved, and then said impatiently, don't you still have a lot of stock in your scepter? Take them all out. No, Master Beerus, Goku and Vegeta are practicing in the scepter space, and my scepter has been taken. Advertisement. I don't care, I want to eat pizza. Beerus was like a child in front of eating, and he had to eat until he was full. Well, I really can't beat you, Master Beerus. Whis knew Beerus's character too well, but as Beerus' teacher and servant, Whis still doted on him as a student. He stretched out his hand, and the scepter automatically flew into his hand, then opened the space of the scepter, and poured out all the pizza inside, and then Son Goku and Vegeta fell out. Nani, where's my pizza? Beerus was stunned to see another pile of pizza boxes, and all the pizza stock had been eaten. Then he looked at Son Goku and Vegeta with a murderous look, it's you two damn brats who dare to eat the rations of this gods of destruction. Son Goku scratched the back of his head nervously. Ha ha ha, Master Whis, I didn't expect that there are so many pizzas in your scepter, Vegeta and I almost thought we would starve to death in it, these pizzas are so good have eaten. Beerus. Hi, you're all here. Chiu's appearance was silent, he could already perfectly control his breath, so no one noticed in advance. Demon King. Seeing Chiu appear, Vegeta trembled all over, as if recalling some kind of horrible memory. Hey, Tower of Tragedy, your strength has improved very quickly, and you have already possessed the aura of divinity. It seems that you and Goku have already realized the way to break through the super race god. Chiu just took a look at Vegeta, and he knew what his strength had reached. Advertisement. You, how do you know? Vegeta looked like he had seen a ghost. Over the past year, Vegeta and Son Goku have made rapid progress under the guidance of Whis. After nearly a year of hard training, Son Goku was the first to understand the way to advance to Super Saiyan God. He can already transform into the god of Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta is slightly slower, but also has the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan God. The fighting power of the two has greatly increased, and their self-confidence has also greatly inflated. Especially Vegeta, who thinks he has the ability to challenge Chiu. As a result, he was knocked out by Chiu's energy slap before he even crossed the gate of Chiu's training room. They do not know. Chiu has improved more this year than anyone else. Now he can perfectly control 1/10,000th of the chi in his body. Although his strength has not skyrocketed much, his control over himself has been greatly improved. More importantly, the source of gods of destruction in his body has surpassed Beerus by a large margin. In other words, Chiu has become the most powerful gods of destruction in the 7th universe. Chiu, it seems that you have already mastered the method of controlling chi, even I didn't notice your appearance in advance. Advertisement. Beerus stood up from the recliner with a dignified expression on his face. Yes, I haven't noticed Mr. Chiu either. It seems that Mr. Chiu's realm has surpassed mine. Even Whis was surprised. No, I just mastered a little bit. Cultivation is too boring. I'm going to return to Earth. Chiu waved his hand and said calmly. Yes, but if there is something related to gods of destruction, I hope you can come to the gods of destruction star to participate. Beerus made the only request. That's no problem. Chiu smiled lightly. Teacher, we have to go back too. Son Goku and Vegeta couldn't help saying when they saw Chiu said that he was going back to Earth. After all, they still have family members. They haven't seen each other for more than a year, and they miss them a little. HMPH. Then let's go together. Anyway, my pizza is eaten by you, I want to go back to Earth with Whis to replenish some food. Beerus said with his hands behind his back. Great. Vegeta and Son Goku smiled at each other. But at this moment, in Whis' scepter light sphere, there was a sudden call. Whis, please tell Goku and Vegeta that something is wrong with Earth. Bulma's distress signal came from inside the light sphere. P.S. I am looking for an evaluation ticket for the collection of flowers, it will be updated on the 6th today. Advertisement. Chapter 51 The 5 Masters Return to Earth. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. What's the big deal? Vegeta and Son Goku on the side were stunned. Frieza has been resurrected and is attacking the Earth. Gohan, Piccolo and others can't stop it. Their lives are in danger. Please let Goku and Vegeta come back quickly. It would be even better if you can bring back the bald devil. Bulma's urgent cry for help came from inside the light sphere. While listening, Whis expanded the image in the light sphere, allowing Son Goku and others to see the scene on the other side of the light sphere clearly. Among them, there was an evil figure sitting on the aircraft. This figure was very familiar, and Son Goku and Vegeta recognized this old acquaintance immediately. It's Frieza, and he's still alive. Vegeta's tone was quite complicated, half of it was jealous, and the other half was disdainful. After all, he is not the Vegeta he was back then. This villain wasn't killed by Trunks back then, how could he be resurrected inexplicably? But I see that Gohan is in danger, we must return immediately. Son Goku felt anxious when he saw his son Gohan was beaten and vomited blood, and Piccolo even fell to the ground. But here is too far away from the Earth. Even if Whis uses the universe to shuttle, it will take us half an hour to reach the Earth. By that time, everyone may have died, and the Earth will not even exist. Vegeta also looked impatient. He saw Bulma was still there. Bulma was a common, any universe warrior could easily kill her. Advertisement. It's very simple, just use instant transmission. Goku, come and feel Gohan's aura, and take Vegeta with you. Chiu is familiar with the plot, so he said very calmly. But the distance is too far, I don't know if I can feel Gohan's chi, I will try my best. Son Goku forced himself to calm down, pressed 2 fingers between his eyebrows, trying to feel Gohan's chi. Beerus, do you want me to take you with Whis? Chiu also used the instant transmission skill, because his perception of chi was much stronger than Son Goku's, so he felt the energy of the Dragon Ball warriors almost instantly. Yes. Of course, the speed of Whis is really too slow, half an hour is enough for me to watch an episode of cartoons. Beerus said with a look of disgust. Whis rolled his eyes. Blame me, this is already the fastest speed in the entire universe. Instant transmission is a special skill that transcends common sense. Okay. Put your hands on me, let's take a step first. Chiu said while pressing the center of his eyebrows with one hand. Found it. On the other hand, Son Goku also managed to feel the anger of his son Gohan. Swish. The group disappeared in the Gods of Destruction star in an instant. The Earth, on the seaside wasteland. Suddenly, 5 figures appeared. Advertisement. It is Chiu and Son Goku et al. What came into view was the overwhelming Frieza Legion, as well as the seriously injured Son Gohan and others. Gohan. Seeing that his son was seriously injured, Son Goku ran towards him immediately, helped Gohan to lie down quickly, took a fairy bean from Master Roshi, and fed him. Father, you are finally back. Gohan opened his eyes, saw Son Goku's face and said excitedly. Gohan, take the others to hide behind Lord Beerus first, and let me deal with Frieza. Son Goku said calmly. Okay, but Dad, you have to be careful. Frieza is countless times stronger than before. I feel his power is unfathomable. Although Gohan's strength is not there, he still has fighting instinct and eyesight. He felt that Frieza's strength was extraordinary. Well, I feel it too, but I'm sure I can beat him, don't worry. Son Goku patted his son on the shoulder, motioning him to push aside. Then, he looked at Chiu first. Master Chiu, do you want to intervene? Chiu yawned, shook his head and said, I'm not too lazy to watch you guys fight on your own. It's been a hard time practicing, I have to go back and sleep first. Son Goku was speechless. You are the next gods of destruction. How can you leave at this time? At least you have to look at my cultivation results like Master Beerus. Advertisement. Vegeta clasped his hands, and he said stiffly, so what if I'm the next gods of destruction? Sooner or later, I, Vegeta, will become stronger than you and Beerus. Frieza, who was completely ignored by them, stared at Beerus nervously. You are the gods of destruction in Legendary. Beerus. Even if Frieza pretended to be, he didn't dare to sit on the aircraft in a bully manner to point out the country at this time. He quickly jumped off from above and slightly lowered his proud head. The surrounding universe warriors were all stunned when they saw Frieza's gesture. What did they see? Lord Frieza, the Emperor of the universe, actually bowed his head to another person. Talk to me, Frieza, how dare you call gods of destruction by its full name? Beerus stood behind a rock, followed by Whis, and the two of them ate the delicious strawberry ice cream that Boomer offered them. Frieza trembled slightly. Beerus. Sir, do you want to meddle in my affairs with these Saiyans? Beerus snorted coldly. I'm too lazy to care about your shit, you can fight as you please, but you'd better get out of here and fight me, I don't want my delicious ice cream to be covered in dust. As long as you don't interfere. Frieza got Beerus' promise and was immediately relieved. Then, he turned his head and walked towards Son Goku, showing a ferocious laugh. Son Goku, we finally meet again, What a moment to celebrate and what I've always dreamed of, to finally get revenge with my own hands. Advertisement. Chapter 52 Quack, quack, quack. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Frieza. Son Goku looked at the other party calmly. The chi in your body has become much stronger, you must have worked hard to cultivate. HMPH. Frieza laughed strangely and said, in order to avenge you, I have practiced hard every day, and it took a total of 4 months. To be honest, even I feel the results of the practice. Fear, this time, I will kill you all at once. Kill them for me. After finishing speaking, Frieza yelled at the Universe Warriors behind him. Whoosh whoosh. Immediately, hundreds of Universe Warriors covered the sky and rushed towards Son Goku and the others. Hey Vegeta, please let me fight Frieza first, is that okay? Looking at the hundreds of Universe Warriors in the sky, Son Goku said to Vegeta calmly. HMPH, I'm not even interested in making a move against these little guys. Hurry up, if you don't finish Frieza within 10 minutes, I'll fight both of you together. Vegeta said arrogantly. Since he can transform into the god of Super Saiyan Blue, he doesn't take anyone seriously except Chiu and Beerus, even Son Goku. Ha ha ha, no problem, just watch mine. Son Goku walked towards Vegeta excitedly. And Vegeta looked at the Universe Warriors in the sky, and there was a tyrannical murderous look in his eyes. A bunch of bastards, let me die. Finished. Advertisement. An extremely dazzling shock wave erupted from Vegeta's palm. This impact burst into the sky, turned into a huge energy bomb, enveloped all those Universe Warriors, and then exploded. Hundreds of Universe Warriors were instantly blown into ashes. Not even scum left. The Frieza Legion is domineering throughout the universe, and each one can be regarded as a rare powerhouse. But in front of Vegeta today, these guys are no different from garbage. What? Seeing this scene, Frieza was slightly surprised. He didn't expect Vegeta to have such terrifying power. You must know that these are hundreds of intermediate Universe Warriors, all of which are the last elite of the Frieza Legion. They have also experienced Frieza's 4 months of hellish training, and they have already become powerful warriors. Such a large group of people were killed in an instant. Vegeta's power is beyond everyone's imagination. King Frieza, let me deal with that guy. I heard that he is the Prince Vegeta of Planet Vegeta. I don't think he is very good. Taguma said. Frieza nodded. Well, you go and test Vegeta's strength, he has indeed improved a lot, but you are the first person who survived my special training. With your current strength, it is enough to kill any Earthling masters, even if they become so-called Super Saiyans, it's useless. Advertisement. Yes, my lord. After getting permission, Taguma couldn't wait to walk towards Vegeta. As he walked, he mocked. Vegeta, you traitor, you were just a soldier under King Frieza back then. I didn't expect you to be so presumptuous now. Let me, Taguma, deal with you today. Hey, Vegeta crossed his arms and looked at Taguma without looking at him. What are you, worthy of talking to me? You. Taguma suddenly became angry. Just when the two sides were in a stalemate, there was a guy on the field who was out of tune with everyone. He was squatting on the ground and fiddled with a little green thing. This extraordinary person is naturally Chiu. Originally, he wanted to go home and sleep, but when he saw so many people present, he suddenly became interested again. After practicing for so long, he just got a little itchy and wondered if Frieza could resist his punch. Captain Ginyu, is that you? The little thing in front of Chiu was actually a green frog with tentacles. And Chiu also called this frog Captain Ginyu. What's going on? Advertisement. I'm afraid only friends who are familiar with the original drama will know. In order to obtain Son Goku's extremely powerful body, Captain Ginyu used his talent skills to exchange bodies with Son Goku. Later, when he was about to switch bodies again, he was stopped halfway by a Namex frog thrown by Son Goku. As a result, Captain Ginyu's soul traveled into the frog, and the frog's soul entered Captain Ginyu's body. In this way, Captain Ginyu was tragic. From a universe-advanced warrior to a frog that can be trampled to death with 1 foot, who knows what he has experienced in these years, and how he survived the Big Bang of Namek, and even came to the Earth, living for so long. A frog has lived for more than 10 years, which is awesome. Frogs are so strong. Frog is strong. No, it should be Captain Ginyu who suddenly saw Chiu standing in front of him, and was immediately stunned. It finally seized the opportunity of King Frieza's return to the Earth, and it has been lurking secretly for such a long time, just to wait until this day. He wants to find a new body, and then serve King Frieza again, recreating the old Genuit team. Glory. But he was blocked by this nasty bald earthling. Quack, quack, quack. An angry voice called out from Captain Ginyu's mouth. Chiu laughed, and of course he had to respond, so he also lay down on the ground imitating the cry of a frog. Quack. Quack, quack. P.S. The author took his daughter to the hospital yesterday and missed the code words, so he only updated 2 chapters, and made it up today, starting at the 4th watch. Advertisement. 25%. Chapter 53 Gold Frieza. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Vegeta's patience was completely exhausted. Chop Suey, die for me. Finished. A group of energy shock waves that were more dazzling than before erupted from his hand, and instantly hit Taguma in front of him. Rumble. Taguma was locked on by Vegeta's murderous aura, unable to move half a step at all, and could only watch helplessly as the devastating attack fell on him. No. He let out an earth-shattering scream. Then the whole person was blasted to ashes by Vegeta. Spike. Another spike. Vegeta killed hundreds of universe warriors with one blow, and then destroyed Taguma with one blow, which was simply incredible. Except for Son Goku, the other Dragon Ball warriors were stunned. So strong. Is Vegeta already this strong? Heelan trembled all over. He actually felt the same terrifying aura from Vegeta as Frieza. Vegeta uncle is amazing. Daddy should be like him. Great, the Earth is saved this time. Son Gohan clenched his fists and exclaimed, his eyes a bit complicated. Advertisement. Originally, he could also become a strong man at the level of his father and Vegeta, but his heart was not at all pursuing the limit of martial arts. A large part of it was influenced by his mother Chi-Chi. Gohan gave up cultivation and chose to become a scholar, married and had children, and his strength has long been wasted. Now he can only deal with some mobs with soy sauce. Ho 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 ho. Vegeta, you are very good. Even Taguma was killed by you in an instant. I thought this piece of garbage could block it for a few seconds. Watching Taguma being killed, Frieza didn't have any unexpected expression on his face. At their level, they can basically see the general strength of the opponent at a glance. Vegeta's hidden strength surprised Frieza, but that's all. In the entire universe, he doesn't take anyone seriously except Beerus. Even Son Goku is no exception. Chiu, who was squatting on the ground talking to Captain Frog Ginyu, was a little impatient when he saw that these people had dragged on for a long time and hadn't started fighting. He stood up, held the frog in one hand, and said to Frieza, then so and so. It's called Frieza, right? Can you hurry up? I'll go home and sleep if I kill you. I heard Chi-Yu's mocking sound. Frieza turned his head immediately, looking down at Chi-Yu with cold eyes, a common earthling who doesn't even have a combat power of 5. How could this kind of bastard appear here? As he spoke, an energy ray appeared on his finger, and it shot towards Chi-Yu in an instant. Frieza's move has been tried and tested. Anyone whose strength is lower than his will be pierced by this energy ray, causing severe injuries or death. However, a shocking scene happened. Call. Chi-Yu breathed lazily. Advertisement. Boo. Frieza's blow that could kill any Dragon Ball warrior on the scene was blown away by Chi-Yu in one breath. Oh. There are still masters. Frieza's mouth revealed a trace of teasing and surprise. I didn't expect Chi-Yu to have such a skill, no wonder he dared to mock him. Damn, it's really a waste of time. I hate procrastination. Chi-Yu yawned, he was really impatient. The plot of the original anime is like this, slow and slow, it is too boring for a person like him who is impatient by nature. Chi-Yu's patience was exhausted, and he clenched his fist and was ready to give Frieza a hard blow, killing him with one punch. But was stopped by Son Goku. Goku waved his hands again and said, Master Chi-Yu, if you shoot Frieza, you will definitely kill Frieza in seconds, can you let me enjoy it first? Such an opponent is hard to find. Saiyan are all fighting madmen, and Son Goku is an absolute representative of them. Now that Frieza is resurrected and his power is greatly increased, Son Goku must be the first to test the water. It means that she will never give up to Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu waved his hand impatiently. I will give you 5 minutes at the end. That's great. Son Goku stood up and started warming up. Frieza took a deep look at Chi-Yu, he didn't understand why Son Goku would follow him. Even Vegeta, whose heart is higher than the sky, looked at the bald head with a hint of fear in his eyes. But no matter which direction Frieza looks at, Chi-Yu is just a common earthling. Advertisement. The only thing that caught his fancy was that Chi-Yu had just blown away his energy rays in one breath. Son Goku, I've waited too long for this day. Do you know what I've been living in hell all these years? A large group of panda rabbit angel children are buzzing in my ears, I'm going crazy. Frieza shattered the aircraft he was riding on, and slowly descended from the sky, saying with a grim face. HMPH, you deserve what you deserve. Because of Chi-Yu's urging, Son Goku didn't dare to waste time, and directly became the Super Saiyan Blue God. The azure radiance enveloped the entire Earth, and a breath of divinity erupted from Son Goku. Not only that, but there are blue flames boiling all over his body, and the divine sound lingers on the stage, just like a real god, sacred and inviolable. Keelan and others watching the battle on the ground were once again shocked by Son Goku's power. He has the same sacred feeling as Beerus, and he has broken through the level of mortals and reached the level of gods. Piccolo couldn't help muttering. Son Goku, how strong do you have to become before you give up? Frieza, admit defeat, I have become a Super Saiyan God, you just accept your fate obediently. Son Goku G, the incarnation of the Super Saiyan God, said calmly. Oh, it turns out that this is your whole card. I thought it was so powerful, ha ha ha. As soon as the words fell, Frieza roared. The flames of gold, which symbolize the realm of gods, burned so fiercely that people couldn't open their eyes. The strong air flow scattered in all directions, and the cliffs by the sea gradually collapsed under this force. After the light gradually faded, a Frieza exuding golden luster appeared in front of everyone. Not good, Frieza has also reached the realm of God. Advertisement. Chapter 54. Everyone is bald, so don't blame anyone. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Not good, Frieza has also reached the realm of God. Seeing Frieza who turned into yellow gold all over, everyone was deeply shocked. After so many years, Frieza actually reached the divine state as soon as he was resurrected. This speed of progress is simply appalling. Compared with Frieza, the talent of Son Goku and his group of Super Saiyan is far worse. You know, it took them more than 10 years and experienced countless battles and hardships to get to where they are today. And Frieza, it only took 4 months. As expected of the most powerful frozen demon family in the 7th universe, Frieza's talent is simply terrifying. Gia, I am so strong now, this kind of power that can destroy everything is really wonderful. Frieza crossed his legs and held the void upward with his hands, showing his invincible posture. Now do you understand, Son Goku? No matter how hard you practice, you can't compare to the results of my few months of serious cultivation. Whether it is your so-called Super Saiyan or what Super Saiyan God, in my eyes, they're all a bunch of bastards. It's easy for me to surpass you. I call my current state Golden Frieza. How about it? Frieza chattered arrogantly. HMPH. To be honest, Frieza, you have indeed become stronger, but it took me many years of hard work to get to this point. I will never lose. I will defeat you again today. Advertisement. Son Goku clenched his fists, and the breath in his body exploded again, even the blue flames on the outside became more vigorous and boiling. Ha ha ha, want to beat me? Dream Son Goku, I'm going to torture you to death. Frieza erupted, too, and gold's flames boiled all over him. Rumble. I saw a blue and gold flame colliding violently together in an instant, and an earth-shattering shock wave and explosion sound broke out. It was equivalent to a hurricane of dozens of levels rolled up on the spot, so violent that the surrounding gravel was rolled into powder one after another, and everything around was emptied in an instant. Bang bang bang. A fierce battle broke out. The two invincible powerhouses who have reached the God realm can be said to be standing on the top of the universe, fighting frantically in the sky. Only a powerhouse like Vegeta who is also in the God realm can intervene in this level of battle. Therefore, when Vegeta folded his hands and sneered at the battle scene in the sky, the other Dragon Ball warriors were stupefied, and their eyes couldn't keep up with the rhythm of the two strong men. Pity. The strength of Son Goku in the blue god state is no longer comparable, but he was still suppressed by the golden Frieza in the early stage, and gradually fell into a disadvantage. After a storm of fists and kicks invisible to the naked eye, Son Goku was kicked by Frieza and hit the ground heavily. Advertisement. Vegeta yelled impatiently. Kakarot, can you do it? If you can't, just change. Son Goku stood up from the gravel, wiped the blood stains from the corner of his mouth, and said calmly, I've agreed, I'll go first, I just warmed up, the real victory is about to start now. Vegeta could still bear it, but Chiu didn't want to wait any longer. According to the original plot, Son Goku will be attacked by Frieza's subordinate Sorby and a surviving universe warrior later, and miss the chance to eliminate Frieza. Vegeta, who appeared temporarily, defeated Frieza. But let him blow up the earth at the moment of death, and both of them perish. It was a good situation, but it was killed by Son Goku, a simple-minded idiot. In the end, it's up to Whis and Beerus to pick up the pieces. Forget it, I can't wait any longer, now I'm going to kill this flamboyant talker. See Chiu coming out. Son Goku also stopped what he was doing. Both he and Vegeta knew. Once Chiu makes a move, the two of them will have nothing to do. Advertisement. Even gods of destruction Beerus is no match for Chiu, let alone a Frieza. Master Chiu, you are so serious. Come and fight me at this time. Son Goku complained a few words. If Chiu gets offended, then he will be unlucky with him. Besides, compared to Frieza, they want to see how much Chiu's strength has grown after returning from the planet gods of destruction. Seeing that there was a replacement midway, and he was still an earthling. Golden Frieza laughed wildly. Son Goku. Are you out of your mind? You even sent a person from Earth to compete with me, Golden Frieza. I can kill this bald man without even using 1% of my strength. Son Goku retorted. Frieza, Lord Chiu is very powerful. You are not his opponent at all. Hurry up and surrender, or no one will be able to save you. Master Chiu, is this the bald man? Frieza snorted coldly and looked at the expressionless Chiu. Except for Master Beerus, no one is qualified to use the honorific title in front of my King Frieza. Since you are so flattering about this earthlings, then I will kill this stinky bald head first. Seeing the arrogance of the Golden Frieza, Chiu couldn't help but rolled his eyes. Frieza, you still have the face to say that I'm bald, and you're also bald. Everyone has no hair, so don't blame anyone else. Quote. Frieza was obviously taken aback when he heard Chiu's words. Then I touched my head, and it was really smooth. They are a group of frozen demons, at most they have horns on their heads, and they really don't have hair, especially in Frieza's current state, his whole head is shining golden, which looks rounder and shinier than Chiu's head. Well, this is actually a battle between two bald heads. P.S. The third change, please collect flowers. Advertisement. Chapter 55 The destructive power enough to destroy the Milky Way. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It's fine that I'm bald, but I still have the face to criticize others, what an annoying guy. Chiu is too lazy to talk nonsense with Frieza. He held out a finger. A group of tiny black energy droplets instantly appeared on the fingertips. This energy droplet was not as big as Chiu's finger, but it contained an extremely terrifying aura of destruction. Oh, this guy, is he going to destroy Frieza from the start? Beerus, who had been immersed in eating ice cream, suddenly raised his head and looked at Chiu. Master Chiu seems to be short-tempered. Whis also smiled lightly. What? This lunatic. Vegeta originally had an arrogant and conceited face, but when he saw the drop of black energy water appearing on the tip of Chiu's finger, his expression changed drastically. The other Dragon Ball warriors looked puzzled. What is Chiu doing? In the next second, they understood. I saw that the black energy droplet was lightly ejected from Chiu's fingertips by Chiu, and instantly hit Frieza's face. This drop of black energy water looks inconspicuous, but it is actually gods of destruction energy from the same source as Beerus. But Frieza underestimated the enemy. Such a weak ki blast dares to attack me. It really is just an earthling looking for death. Advertisement. Frieza looked contemptuous, and raised his hand to slap the black water droplet. But the next second, he regretted it. Phew, there was a crisp cracking sound. Then Frieza felt a piercing pain coming from his whole body. He lowered his head and saw that there was a big hole in nothingness on the left side of his body. That energy droplet instantly annihilated half of his body, completely destroying it, leaving nothing left. Frieza directly turned into a terrifying appearance with only half of her body. At the wound on the destroyed body, you can even clearly see Frieza's beating internal organs and muscle tissue, which looks extremely bloody and terrifying. No, it's impossible. My body has disappeared, what's going on? Ah. Frieza finally came to his senses at this time, followed by an earth-shattering scream and howl. The golden arrogance of his whole body disappeared, and half of the chi in his whole body was gone. The damaged half of the body could no longer keep steady, and fell straight to the ground. With Frieza's strong vitality, he will not die at all. However, there is no half of the body. Frieza's actions will undoubtedly be greatly restricted. His current state is like a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. Even Son Goku, who has no brains, can easily eliminate him. The scene suddenly fell silent. Just played against Son Goku for more than 10 minutes, and Frieza also suffered a lot of attacks from Son Goku. Advertisement. However, the sum of these injuries is not as great as the damage caused by Chiu's black energy. Gudong. Everyone was deeply shocked by the destructive power of Chiu's attack. Black energy water droplets seem to contain very little energy, why do they have such a large destructive power? Heelan, Son Gohan and others murmured blankly, what kind of power is this? It's terrifying. Vegeta and Son Goku looked solemn and said nothing. As for Beerus and Whis, they didn't pay attention to this battle at all. Their attention was all on the food. Surprisingly, Frieza, who has been in the universe for countless years, recognized the source of this energy. He covered his bleeding half-body, trembling all over, almost gritted his teeth and said, This is the power of gods of destruction in Legendary. Chiu expressionless. I didn't expect you to know each other. Frieza couldn't believe it in his eyes. Only the gods of destruction can use this kind of energy. What is your relationship with Beerus? Could it be that you are another gods of destruction? Chiu shrugged. I defeated Beerus before, so he visited the door himself and taught me this skill. Destruction energy can only be used by gods of destruction. At this time, Chiu's identity will be revealed. He's the new gods of destruction. There was anger and horror in Frieza's eyes. I didn't expect that I would meet the next gods of destruction on the earth, but your destructive energy seems to have just been learned, not much. Otherwise, the destructive force just now could kill me directly. Chiu waved his hand. You can come over and try again. Advertisement. Frieza said angrily. Don't scare me, I was just careless just now. Don't you think that kind of gods of destruction power can hit my golden Frieza again? Even if you are gods of destruction, I will kill you today. About you. But he hasn't finished yet. The scene in front of him made his eyes tear open, and he was almost frightened out of his wits. I saw Chiyu's hand. A mass of pitch black light swelled up like a balloon, getting bigger and bigger. Getting bigger. In a blink of an eye, a huge football-like gods of destruction force was formed. The air around the sphere is gradually distorting, as if the entire space is about to be torn apart by this ki blast. The earth begins to tremble. Starry sky, start trembling. The entire universe seemed to be trembling in front of Chiyu's gods of destruction power. Damn, is this guy crazy? Such a large-scale gods of destruction force can destroy the entire galaxy at one time. Seeing Chiyu's big move, Beerus finally couldn't calm down anymore. It seems that Master Chiyu's temper is even more irritable than Master Beerus. While smiling, Whis picked up his angel scepter, ready to use his divine power to protect everyone present at any time. Once Chiu really uses this group of gods of destruction power, there is no doubt that except for Whis and Beerus, the entire galaxy will be buried with him. Even gods of destruction Beerus and Angel Whis are afraid of this round of Black Sun, not to mention the golden Frieza who bears the brunt of it. Gods of destruction force is simply difficult to dodge. What's even more frightening is that it is the purest form of destructive energy, which can penetrate all defenses. If hit, the golden Frieza is instantly and utterly destroyed, making it impossible even for Earth's Dragon Ball to revive it. P.S. There will be another update in the evening or early in the morning after the 4th update. Advertisement. Chapter 56 6th Universe Gods of Destruction, Champa. Ask for Flower Collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Cluck cluck. The muscles on Frieza's face deformed due to fear, and half of his body kept floating backwards. This is impossible. Even Beerus himself cannot mobilize such a huge destructive energy. Chiu said with a strange tone. Really? I only used less than 1/10,000th of my breath. Although it is the first time we meet, we have to say goodbye, Frieza. No. Gold Frieza fled quickly, trying to break free from Chiyu's lock, but it was too late. With a flick of Chiyu's 2 fingers, the gods of destruction force ball suddenly blasted out, hitting Frieza in the sky directly. Black's energy ball occupied Frieza's entire field of vision. Seeing that there was nowhere to escape, Frieza could only use all the energy in his body to try to resist. Drink. I won't die. I'm Frieza, Emperor of the Universe. Gold's beams of light rushed out of his hands, hitting the destructive energy in front of him. But all this is futile after all. Frieza's aura is not directly proportional to Chiyu's at all, not to mention the destructive energy that can devour everything in front of him. As soon as the beam of light came into contact with the black energy ball, it melted cleanly like a candle meeting a flame. No, how could I, Frieza, be taken by an earthling, a lowly and dirty earthling? His body was completely swallowed by the power of black gods of destruction, evaporated into nothingness, and completely wiped from the universe by Chiu. There was a dead silence in the audience. It's been a long time. Advertisement. Son Goku opened his mouth with difficulty and said, Sir Chiu is really too powerful, I can't imagine where his limit is. Vegeta has basically given up on the idea of surpassing Chiu. Chiu used to be able to hang everything with his incomparably powerful physical body, but now he has awakened Chi and gods of destruction power. It is basically impossible to defeat Chiu. And they have also seen Chiu's whole card, that punch that even Beerus can't compete with, can destroy the world. Thinking of this, the proud Vegeta felt bitter. It seems that we have to have a good relationship with the big devil Chiu in the future. This is the next gods of destruction. It would be bad if one day he gets upset and destroys the earth. Heelan's words made everyone fall into deep thought. Indeed, Chiu is already an invincible existence. And this guy is just as moody as Beerus, so what if God knows what would happen if he got really upset someday? Think of Dapra who gets killed by a single punch, and think of Majin Buu and Golden Frieza. There was excitement in Bulma's eyes. I will definitely introduce my sister Taisi to Chiu. Universe Starry Sky. Beerus is returning to gods of destruction with a load of delicious food from Earth. Just then, he came across 2 familiar figures sneaking across the 7th universe. It's Champa. Beerus recognized him immediately. Whis, let's stop him in the past. This guy sneaked into our 7th universe. There must be some ulterior motive. Advertisement. Okay, Master Beerus. Whis waved his scepter. made a sharp turn, and then turned into a long rainbow, instantly coming in front of Champa and Angel Vados. Wow. Champa was thinking about something, but Beerus suddenly appeared and surprised him. Champa, what are you doing in our 7th universe? Beerus put his hands behind his back and said with a gloomy face. HMPH, what's none of your business, Beerus? I'm just passing by. What's so delicious in your rotten universe? It's nothing compared to my 6th universe. Of course Champa would not say that he came to the 7th universe to collect Super Dragon Balls. Huh, how dare you say my universe is broken? There's no good food yet. Beerus bared his sharp teeth and said in a ferocious tone. That's right. I'm currently collecting delicacies. There are too many delicacies in our 6th universe. In a few days, I will go to your Gods of Destruction Star to let you taste the super delicacies of our 6th universe. You can also take out the delicacies from the 7th universe, let's compare, and whoever loses will admit that the other's universe is the best, do you dare? Champa looked at Beerus haughtily. Oh, you want to compare the food with me? He, you can't control yourself. When Beerus heard Champa's words, a glimmer of complacency flashed in his eyes. This game, he won. Champa also looked proud. Of course, I, Champa, are more excellent than you in every aspect, and the food in our universe is also the best. You must have never eaten delicious food if you are so skinny. Beerus' face changed. Fat pig, what are you talking about? I haven't eaten delicious food. I have a much higher taste than a hungry fat pig like you. Skinny, who do you call a fat pig? The fat pig was talking about you. Want to fight, Beerus? Afraid you won't succeed. Advertisement. The two gods of destruction quarreled loudly in the void of the universe regardless of their appearance. The two are nose to nose, cheek to cheek, one fat and one thin, and they look almost exactly the same, which looks extremely funny. Angel Whis held his forehead, with a helpless expression on his face. He could only look at Vados on the opposite side. Sister, how are you doing recently? It's not bad, but I'm a little tired from running errands for Champa, and my skin has deteriorated. Vados took out the scepter, used the magic ball on it as a mirror, and felt sorry for his skin. Oh ho ho ho, I recently found a very useful moisturizing cream and mask. Sister, do you want it? Whis covered his mouth and smiled coquettishly. He still got these from Bulma. Really? Thank you, brother. The two siblings exchanged their maintenance experience, and Vados accepted Whis' cosmetics with a happy face. Then the two looked at each other and took out their scepters. Stop. Beerus and Champa, who were arguing, froze in place. Although Angel is a servant of the gods of destruction, he is more like their guardian. At some critical moments, even Beerus and Champa cannot resist Angel's orders. Master Beerus, it's time for us to go back to take a nap. Whis walked to Beerus and said. Master Champa, you haven't finished your weight loss task today. Vados also came to Champa's side. Snort. Beerus and Champa looked at each other, could only snort coldly, and followed the two angels back to the gods of destruction star. Beerus, don't forget, I'll be looking for you later. You're humiliating yourself, Champa. P.S. 4 updates today, please collect flowers. Advertisement. Chapter 57 Delicious Bowl of Noodles. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Gods of Destruction Star. Chiu yawned boredly, he found himself getting lazy recently. The last time Frieza was destroyed, he went home and slept for several days. Could it be that after becoming Gods of Destruction, he would become so lazy? Just a few minutes ago, Beerus notified Chiu and asked him to come to Gods of Destruction, saying that there was an important matter to discuss. Chiu thought it was some kind of universe crisis, so he hurried over. It turned out that Beerus was eating and drinking, looking completely idle. Chiu suddenly felt a little regretful, as if he felt cheated. Beerus. Chiu was about to say something when he suddenly looked up at the sky, and he felt two powerful auras descending from the sky, flying towards the star gods of destruction at top speed. Rumble. This stream of light fell directly to the ground, causing a powerful shock wave, and instantly destroyed the forest not far from the garden. Such a huge movement naturally alarmed Son Goku and Vegeta, who were wearing an extremely exaggerated gravity suit and practicing one-finger push-ups. What happened? The two couldn't control it anymore, fell to the ground, then quickly got up again, and looked into the distance. Advertisement. So it's them. Chiu suddenly remembered that there was indeed such a scene in the original play. In the forest. As soon as Champa and Vados landed on the ground, the gods of destruction from the 6th universe laughed wildly. Beerus, you scrawny fellow, I, Lord Champa, have come and brought you the deepest despair. Quote. Beerus took a skewer of roast mutton, flew into the air and said to Champa, I said who, it turned out to be you, a fat pig. Gods of destruction cannot fight, and the battle between Champa and Beerus is generally limited to the competition of whose food is delicious. As soon as Champa found a delicacy similar to ostrich eggs, he immediately ran to challenge Beerus. Bardos, bring that up to me. I'm going to show Beerus. Who are you? What are you doing? I'm the great sixth universe gods of destruction. Stop. Champa didn't finish his sentence. Chiu didn't know when he appeared behind him, pulled his ears, and lifted Champa up. Fat rabbit, you disturb my uncle's rest, do you understand? Chiu threw Champa aside. Champa immediately jumped up in a rage, and two black balls of light appeared in his hands and shouted at Saitama. Damn mortal, you dare to pull my ear. I will kill you. Don't let people tell you that you are fat. You fat rabbit. I'm not a rabbit, I'm Lord Gods of Destruction Champa, you damn bald head. Champa was angry, extremely angry and angry. Advertisement. You are the rabbit. Ah, I'm going to kill you. Champa created a ball of destructive power to destroy Chiu. Beerus quickly stood up and stopped. Champa, stop. Fighting between gods of destruction is not allowed, otherwise the entire universe will be destroyed, even with the backup gods of destruction. What's more, Chiu's destructive power is too great. Once this guy makes a move, it may cause immeasurable consequences. Beerus immediately stopped the two who were about to clash, and said to Champa, the seventh universe is my territory, Champa. Who gave you the guts to touch my people here? Zeno has divided permissions for each gods of destruction. Generally speaking, gods of destruction cannot intervene in the affairs of other universes. Champa could only grit his teeth, and turned to his subordinate, Angel Bados, and said, it's disgusting, Bados, why haven't you brought that thing up to me yet? With a wave of Bados' cane, several ostrich egg-like objects flew into the hands of Chiu and the others. Son Goku and Vegeta also got one. It's so delicious. Son Goku, who has a simple mind and well-developed limbs, never refuses anyone who can eat, even an egg in common, he also eats with relish. Bah, what's so good about a bird's egg? Chiu peeled off the egg and took a bite, then spit it out in disgust. Advertisement. Champa slapped the table and said angrily, smelly bald head. How dare you spit out the delicious food I gave you? Chiu frowned. Fat rabbit, do you want to die? Don't mess with me, or I'll treat you like a rabbit and roast you later. You, Champa, Beerus said coldly. You call this kind of food delicious? Poor guy, I'm going to show you real food right now. Whis, bring me a bowl of noodles. Whis waved his scepter. 4 boxes of bowl noodles appeared in front of Champa and Vados, along with an hourglass for timing. What is this? Beerus, do you usually sprinkle sand in it as a condiment? Champa laughed wildly. It's time, try it, you idiot, you have never seen the world. Beerus said with a look of disdain. HMPH, I'd like to see what tricks you're up to. Champa picked up the bowl of noodles suspiciously, and took a big bite with chopsticks. Suck yo. When the noodles were full of elasticity, a strong aroma rushed to the face. Feeling the strength of the noodles exploded in the mouth, Champa's eyes suddenly widened. It's so delicious. Advertisement. Chapter 58 Super Dragon Ball, Race Planet. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. A simple food exchange meeting. As Beerus and Champa's tantrums, and Son Goku, a belligerent retard, devolve into a fight over ownership of Earth. Champa learned from Beerus that the Earth humans in the 7th universe are rich in delicious food, so he also wanted to find the same Earth in his own universe. It turns out that the Earth in the 6th universe has long been destroyed because of human stupidity and war. If Champa wants to take the Earth full of delicious food as his own, he can only snatch it from Beerus. Therefore, Champa proposed a 5-on-5 group arena. Bet 6 Super Dragon Balls and the Earth, and the winner will get 2 things. Well, Beerus, do you dare to bet with me? Champa looked at Son Goku and Vegeta, and of course he saw that these 2 guys were Saiyan. Coincidentally, his universe also has the Saiyan race. Champa didn't put Son Goku in his eyes at all. Why don't you dare? Champa, you will lose this time. Of course, Beerus readily accepted such a proposal. Advertisement. Just kidding, the 7th universe has Chiu, an unreasonable big devil, it's hard to lose. Then it's settled. The game ends in 5 days, Bados, let's go. After that, Champa took Bados and left. Hey, you idiot Champa. Seeing the 2 leave, Beerus hummed and laughed strangely. Seeing that sinister smile, Chiu suddenly felt bad. Beerus, is this why you called me here? Beerus flattered. Don't say that. We are half a master-student relationship after all. And you live on the Earth, so don't you take action when the Earth is in crisis. Chiu shrugged. Even if the group arena is lost, the Earth will only be transferred to the 6th universe. When did it fall into crisis? Chiu's words made Beerus speechless, just like what Chiu said, all this has nothing to do with the people on Earth. He is the only one who will bear the loss. Thinking that he would never be able to eat regional delicacies again, Beerus immediately became anxious. But Beerus has one last trump card. Oh, by the way, Chiu, don't you want to grow your hair? Super Dragon Ball can help you realize any wish. If Earth Dragon Ball can't do it, it's impossible that even Super Dragon Ball can't do it. Although Bulma has done some research, even the Dragon Ball on Earth can't make itself grow hair, and the possibility of Bulma's success is very slim. That being the case, the Super Dragon Ball is the biggest opportunity. Maybe this thing can really work. Advertisement. Chiu thought for a while, then nodded heavily and said, then it's a deal. The lifespan of the gods of destruction is long, and if not for accidental deaths, these guys may live to the end of the universe. In such a long time, always have some fun for yourself. For old friends Beerus and Champa, the greatest happiness in the world is the other's unhappiness. So the bet against the group arena is still secondary, the most important thing is that you must not lose. So, under the selection of Beerus, 7th Universe sent a strong 5-man lineup. Chiu, Son Goku, Vegeta, Majin Buu, Piccolo. The other side, Champa took the 6 Super Dragon Balls he had collected, and together with Bados, arranged the venue for the tournament. The size of the Super Dragon Ball is too huge, it is as big as a planet, it is simply scary. With such a huge appearance, even if people know that Super Dragon Ball is very powerful and can fulfill any wish, they don't have the ability to collect it. After all, it is easy to destroy a planet, but it is not so easy to move a planet. Neither Champa nor Vados knew that the unnamed planet they chose as the battleground was the last Super Dragon Ball. The venue is set, and finally only the participants of the 6th universe are left. 5 days later. Advertisement. Beerus and Angel Whis took the warrior and spectators of the 7th universe to the junction of the 2 universes agreed with Champa. The unknown star is in this place. When they passed through an asteroid, the 5 planet-sized Super Dragon Balls that appeared in the sky caught everyone's eyes. OMG, it's the Super Dragon Ball. This is simply too exaggerated. Although I guessed that the Super Dragon Ball might be as big as a star, I didn't expect it to be as big as an asteroid. Bulma and the others stared wide-eyed and were all stunned. Hehe. Although I've seen the first 10 on TV a long time ago, what I've seen with my own eyes is indeed far more spectacular than I imagined. A Dragon Ball the size of a planet must summon a very powerful Shenron. My hair might really grow back. Chiu stood beside Whis, whispering to himself. Whis, hurry up. Beerus waved his hands impatiently. For gods of destruction like them, the Super Dragon Ball is actually very attractive, because they are already the supreme existence of this universe. Okay. Lord Beerus. Whis poked the ground with the scepter, and the group passed through the barrier of void and came to the arena. At this moment, a slightly sarcastic voice sounded. Beerus, you're really here, I thought you'd wet your pants. P.S. Ask for a flower collection evaluation ticket, please give a reward. Advertisement. Chapter 59 The 6th Universe's Frieza. Ask for flower collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. HMPH, Champa, you're doomed this time. A disdainful smile appeared on the corner of Beerus' mouth. Let's not talk nonsense, the game will start immediately. The rule is that the first player on the field of both sides can continue to the next round as long as they defeat the opponent. The loser will be eliminated until all the players in one camp are eliminated. Get Earth and Super Dragon Ball. Champa said loudly. Okay, just follow the rule you said. Beerus confirmed the rule. Boom. With the sound of a huge bronze drum. The game officially begins. Boring. I'll be the last one to play, and they'll call me after they lose. Chiu yawned, looking listless. Beerus looked disgusted. You guys are lazier than me lately. Could it be that your training has ruined your brain? Since you are going to hold the line, which one of you will be the first to appear? Me. Militant Son Goku was the first to raise his hand again. Vegeta still didn't snatch him this time. Okay, Goku, you will be the first contestant of our camp. As for Champa, they also selected their first contestant, Elastic Bear Bodama. Advertisement. The first game, let's start. The battle between the two is like child's play. Son Goku didn't even change his Super Saiyan status. Same as the original plot. Son Goku easily defeated Bodama the Elastic Man. Ha ha ha, we won, fat pig, your players are too weak. Beerus yelled happily. I don't care, you fouled, this game doesn't count, I asked to start over. Champa, on the other hand, was so angry that she rolled all over the floor like a child. Everyone mocked Champa one after another. How can you be foolish? It's too embarrassing, but you are still gods of destruction. Shameless, gods of destruction blatantly cheating on this is a violation. Master Beerus, we want to protest. Vados looked at Champa helplessly. Master Champa, it doesn't matter if you lose a game, we still have 4 players, just let the others win back. Well, let them be proud for a while, the final winner must be our 6th universe. Champa snorted coldly. Second game. Son Goku vs. Blue Frieza. The relationship between the 6th universe and the 7th universe is the same as that of Beerus and Champa, they are twin brothers. Advertisement. In this universe, there is also a person like Frieza. But according to the people of the 6th universe, this Frieza seems to be a peace-loving justice warrior. Hearing Frieza's experience, Son Goku couldn't help sighing. Unexpectedly, in another universe, Frieza would be a good person. Then please give me your advice. Frieza of the 6th universe bowed to Son Goku, looking polite. The battle soon began. The power of this Frieza is still at the level of Super Saiyan's first form, and it is impossible to be Son Goku's opponent. Goku just turned into Super Saiyan and beat him all the way. However, just when everyone thought the victory was within their grasp, Son Goku suddenly fell down. What the hell is going on? Kakarot, what are you doing? Get up. Vegeta clenched his fists and shouted, but Son Goku was completely unconscious and was carried off the ring. Not to mention Vegeta, even Beerus was surprised by this unreasonable scene, not knowing why. Champa laughed loudly. Beerus, it seems that you and Whis apprentice are no big deal. As that's so, Chiu snorted unhappily, and said, the gods of destruction actually let the contestants carry poisonous needles to participate in the competition. I don't think it's a big deal with your fat rabbit. What did you say? Champa has long disliked this earthling who repeatedly provoked himself. Hearing Chiu's ridicule, Champa flew into a rage instantly. Chiu pointed to Frieza's arm and said, did I say something wrong? You all saw clearly, what's on his wrist? Advertisement. Everyone looked at Chiu's fingers, and saw that there was a small hole in Frieza's wrist from the 6th universe, and purple venom was flowing out. Champa's face turns blue and white, he never thought that the warrior he found would use such indecent means. He and Beerus have always had an emotional rivalry, and this situation can be said to be embarrassing for him. Champa Saichi vented his anger on Bados and said, why did you find such a person for me? But according to Master Champa's order, character and so on are not considered at all. Didn't you want me to find a warrior who can win you victory? Then, Bardos began to introduce Frieza's crimes. Unlike the Frieza of the 7th universe, the Frieza of the 6th universe is not quite as insolent. He disguised himself as a good guy, and while invading the planet, he appeared as a savior, earning huge profits from it. It turns out that no matter which universe, Frieza is an unscrupulous jerk. To save face, Champa said, this game is not counted, I announce that Son Goku will resume his right to participate. If the original plot is followed, Bruce will of course accept it. But with Chiu as a killer, whether Son Goku is eliminated or not, victory is guaranteed. He didn't want to pass up this opportunity to discuss Champa. Beerus stretched out his sharp nails and plucked his ears, and then smiled and said, our 7th universe is different from some despicable villains. Even if the rules do not prohibit plotting, we have no meaning. Sanluan, we can also win. Champa gritted his teeth with hatred, so he could only say viciously, Beerus, don't cry when you lose later. In this case, we can only wait for you to win. Let's decide who will win next. P.S. For more updates, please collect flowers. Advertisement. Chapter 60 Chi-Yuv's hit for flowers collection. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The second one is Piccolo. As a Namek native, Piccolo's potential is limited. No matter how he practiced, he couldn't be Frieza's opponent after all. At this time, Vegeta was already very impatient, he really didn't bother to see how Piccolo was abused by Frieza. So he stood up from the stands and shouted at Piccolo, our player Piccolo abstains. With that said, he winked at Piccolo. The latter understood, then nodded to Vegeta and stepped back from the ring. Beerus said grimly, Vegeta, I won't stop you if you want to play early, but if you lose, you should know the consequences. Of course I can't lose to this kind of scumbag. After all, Vegeta jumped onto the ring. There are two people Vegeta hates the most in this world, one is Chiu, the big devil who always teases himself and tramples on his self-esteem. The other is Frieza who destroyed his hometown and deceived and enslaved him. Seeing this guy in front of him, Vegeta was so angry that he wanted to tear him to pieces immediately. Vegeta in the past could only succumb to Frieza's majesty, but today's Vegeta has experienced countless battles and has truly been reborn. Now Vegeta's strength far surpasses the Frieza in front of him. The golden Frieza last time was instantly killed by Chiu. This time Vegeta is going to get it back on this blue Frieza. Advertisement. Chiu was too lazy to watch the battle on the field anymore, this was not a match worth watching at all, it was a massacre at all. He turned to Beerus. This game is so boring that I want to doze off. Beerus hurriedly said, don't really fall asleep, it will be your turn to play later. Now the strongest Son Goku has been eliminated, relying on only one Vegeta, there is no certainty of victory. Chiu glanced at the chief executive of the 6th universe, and then said, counting that one called Champa, they are also some low-strength trash, vulnerable. Give me a minute, and I can end this battle. Boring farce. Beerus. Chiu doesn't like this kind of meaningless battle, and even less like this kind of weak opponent. For the bald devil, whether it's Dabura, Majin Buu, or Golden Frieza. Essentially all the same. These people were tied together, and they couldn't catch his casual punch. Let's just wait. Vegeta is just starting out. It's not worth fighting like this for you, but Vegeta is different. Unsurprisingly, Vegeta finally got strong. Easy one-punch finish of Frieza from Universe 6. Then he defeated the other 2 strong players in the 6th universe in a row, achieving a 3-game winning streak. Seeing that Ming won the final victory, he ran into the strongest killer in the 6th universe, Hit. Advertisement. Everyone didn't even see Hit's movements clearly. Vegeta was covered in bruises and fell on the ring. What happened? This person's movements are obviously not fast. Why is he so fast that he can't see clearly when he launches an attack? Even Son Goku and Beerus couldn't see how Hit made the shot. Is it finally my turn? At this time, Chiu had already stood up, and then walked onto the ring. There was originally Majin Buu, but this guy actually fell asleep while watching the competition. Once Majin Buu falls asleep, no one can wake him up. The universe is so big that all kinds of powerful people emerge in endlessly. In some universes, it is not uncommon for warriors to appear stronger than gods of destruction. For example, Chiu is such an existence. Because he couldn't see the attacking action clearly, Beerus became a little nervous, and said to Chiu, be careful, this guy is weird. Chiu on the ring turned his head to Beerus and the others and said, nothing weird. He can only pause time temporarily, he is not my opponent. Hit folded his hands and said, you clearly know my abilities, why are you still so confident? Time is the most mysterious substance in the world, even for Supreme Kai, controlling time is a taboo. Wandering in the 6th universe for 1,000 years, Hit has not met an opponent who can compete with him for a long time. Chiu didn't answer Hit, he put his hands in the trouser pockets of his Hawaiian shirt, just like a passerby walking, he casually walked towards Hit. Advertisement. Chiu is full of flaws, no matter from which angle he looks at, he does not have the posture of a strong man. Hit, kill him for me. In the stands, Champa is shouting loudly. For this guy who has repeatedly disobeyed himself, Champa has long disliked him. He even imagined that Chiu was born in his own universe, so that he could use his power of gods of destruction to completely destroy it. Before Chiu appeared on the stage, Champa suddenly regained his spirits. He couldn't wait to see how Chiu was abused by Hit. Hit sneered, and then suddenly launched an attack. Just like he did against Vegeta, he briefly stopped time before attacking Chiu with lightning speed. As imagined, Chiu was completely like a common man, and he didn't make any resistance. Boom. The hand knife hit Chiu accurately, but Hit's expression changed instantly. Hit's power is very strong, not inferior to Son Goku. In the past 1,000 years, no one has ever been able to take a single blow from him and still be intact, but the bald head in front of him has refreshed his understanding. Hit only felt that his hand had hit an indestructible iron wall. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move forward an inch. Suddenly, a drop of cold sweat fell from his forehead. The force is too small. If you try harder, my neck will be a little sore. Advertisement.